today's video. Today's video is electrical, and I had my ass kicked for a little while on this problem, and I'm pretty good with electrical. We come up to this family house a couple times a year, stay a couple of weeks. We had a wedding to go to up here, so we came stayed at the house. We get here, the master bedroom electrical is dead. Lights don't work, none of the outlets work, but the bathroom works, the closet works. So I start my troubleshooting journey. So the chandelier was the first thing we noticed. It was dead because the light didn't come on. And then I got the tester. That outlet was dead, and all the outlets around this entire room were dead. And I think there's 8 of them total until we come over here to the bathroom. And this outlet works. This outlet worked, the bathroom worked, the closet worked, but this room was dead. First thing I did, I came in here, looked at the circuit breaker panel. Breaker number 10 says master bedroom. There's nothing on here that says bathroom, master bedroom. One circuit breaker. Number 10. I took this cover off, looked in here for a splice maybe, thought maybe they picked up out of the branch circuits or something to this number 10 breaker, but there's a single wire on that breaker. So I turned on everything I could in that bedroom, bathroom. I killed this breaker and everything in there went off. So I know power's getting in there to that room from that breaker. So I started with this outlet. I pulled that outlet out of the wall a little bit, looked, make sure there was no broken wires, and I did that all the way around the room, and I found no broken wires whatsoever. And I get to this outlet and I got power going this way. I can't find anything wrong, so now I'm scratching my head. So I take a break to think about the problem. And the next day the yard guy's outside and I see him, go say hello. He apologizes for the yard looking kind of crap because part of the yard's dying, like it's not getting water. And Bob says, hey, I know you do electrical, can you look at something for me? I'm like, yeah, what do you got? He says, well, the rain bird outside, the control panel doesn't have power. I'm like, what do you mean the rain bird outside doesn't have power? I said, where is it? He said, well, come here, I'll show you. So I grab my tester and I follow Bob. So I follow Bob and he takes me outside. We go out here, we walk around the house. And he brings me over to the rain bird. And there it is. And there's the outlet that didn't work. So I look at that, it doesn't work, and I'm thinking to myself, son of a bitch. We got an outlet in the bathroom that works, and then we got an outlet over here that doesn't work. That outlet is in between the good and the bad section of the house. I'm thinking to myself, how is it we got an outside outlet tied to a circuit that says master bedroom, but it's not a GFCI, it's not on an outside circuit. Now, this house was built in '72, so codes have changed since then. So I get my tester, I test it, and sure enough, it's dead. So when I took it apart, I pulled this outlet out of the box a little bit. And sure enough, I got a busted wire right there on the hot. Used my Klein tool circuit tester, touched that broken wire, and I had power. So I knew where my problem was. Now it was a matter of fixing it. So let's fix it. The problem with our electrical, we got a broken wire. When I opened it up and looked in here on this outlet, the wire busted off right at the screw. Now we've got a chore because this is all aluminum wiring and we have to match it up with copper. So we have the proper aluminum copper connectors, because you can get yourself in a lot of trouble if you don't use the proper material to match copper and aluminum together. Let's fix it. I'm using these Alumicon splice connectors. I got that 10 gauge aluminum in there. I added a 12 gauge copper. I bought an extender box. We're going to try to reuse the existing aluminum wiring, because this aluminum wiring is fragile and I don't want to mess it up any more than it already is. So now we've got the spliced wire. We're going to assemble this, and this is per code. The aluminum cons are in and torqued, power, neutral, ground. Had to use all three because you can't hook the aluminum to the outlets. It says copper only. So we got pigtails, and now we're going to add an extender box to fit a GFCI in here. Everything's wired. We got to chip away the brick, get a nice flat surface. Thing fits really nice. Put the gaskets in there. We get it all together with the caulk around it. So all together minus the cover. The one thing that made this very difficult was the brick. I had to chip away the brick to get the extender box against the wall, but then the screws that came with the outlet were too short. I think they're 1 3/4 inches, and I needed 2 inch. And also on this extender plate, I had to drill these screw holes straight through. So this screw holds the box cover, the outlet, the extension, and screws into the box in the house. We have power. It's wired correctly. Trip the GFCI. It's out. We're good. Yeah, we'll put a nice bead of caulk 3/4 way around that box. We'll leave the bottom open, so if moisture is in there, it can run out the bottom if it can. Just get the caulking. She's all done. We got the in-use wet location box. We could plug in the Rainbird, which this is another disaster in itself. Look at this baby. This was a paid professional that put this in. Now guess what's next on my list? Kudos to Bob for speaking up and saying that that Rainbird out there didn't work, because I was really doubting my ability, because I knew I was looking for a broken wire, yet I could not find one. So thank you, Bob. I appreciate that. And everything's to code now. We've got aluminum spliced to copper. We have a GFCI out there with a weatherproof cover for in use when it's wet. So we're good to go. Should last a lifetime. Codes have changed a lot since the 70s, and this one threw me a real curveball. Cheers with an icy cold Stella Artois. I normally drink them in the bottle. I love them in the bottle. We had a lot of beach activity this week, so we had to get the cans, so we didn't have any broken glass. So I can't say that I like it in the can, because that will blow up the comments, and I don't need that. Well, cheers. That is so tasty. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you had a great Labor Day weekend. I know I did, because the electric works. Take care. See ya.